You want to do something fun? You want to go to Taco Bell?
Oh my God!
Endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't shoot their husbands.
Speaking of illegal, have you ever, committed a crime?
Yes. One time I stole red underwear from the department store. My mother wouldn't buy them for me. She said they were Satan's panties.
Having a girls' night tonight.
Girls' night? What does that entail?
Well, you know, girls get together, hang out, share girl talk.
I'm a girl.
Come on.
Girls' night, girls' night.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Girls' Night edition of Inside the Booth. I hope you liked that little intro there. That was a lot of fun to work on. It just gives me the laughs every time I watch it. Some favorite snippets of some favorite shows. But anyway, I am Tabitha for Inside the Booth. If you are new here, we are so glad that you've joined us for tonight's special episode. I am super excited about tonight's show. I'll hold off just a little bit about what we're talking about, but just saying that if you are new here, like I said before, please consider giving us a subscribe and a like button and ringing the bell, all the stuff that goes along with the world of YouTube, because we would love to have you on board for our little adventure here as we typically review movies, sometimes TV shows, sometimes fan films, all kinds of entertainment, so that we can entertain you. Just join us along there. You can also find us on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook at Inside the Booth. And of course, you would want to know more about everything that we do and find our merchandise, gifts, whatever you want to call them, trinkets, tchotchkes, paraphernalia. Go to InsideTheBoothTV.com for more information. Absolutely. But yes, so tonight, everybody, like I said, tonight's Girls' Night, and Girls' Night is a little different from what we typically do here on Inside the Booth. Like I said, we do movie reviews, but on Girls' Night, we go a little deeper. We discuss characters, themes, more interesting things than just the movie as an entirety. We're going to dive a little deeper, and so tonight is going to be, I can't wait. It's going to be one of my favorite subjects. And I have an awesome panel here this evening to help me discuss villains. Yes. Some of our favorite villains in cinema history. Why we hate to love them and why we love to hate them. Hate to love them, love to hate them, all that good stuff that goes along with it. And I just want to say thank you to everybody in the chat really quickly for being here. We can't do this show without our supporters, and we really appreciate the fact that you'd stop by and hear what we have to say. People like Dax and Lisa, I see you there, Phil TMNT, Jacob Ironside. We've got TD in the house, everybody's favorite mercenary. We've got Dread Saber Phil. Let me see here. Unlocking Lore, which, what a coincidence. She's here too. And then we've got Uncle Mike, hey, Rogue Disney, and Mrs. R2 the Icky. Always a pleasure. We're going to have to get you on here sometime, I think. I see Dennis from Black Market Outpost. Lulu, good to see you. And inside the booth, Dan, who was lurking here not too long ago. I told him, you need to leave. Tonight is girls' night. Okay, it might be girls' night, but it's not just for the ladies, but it is here on the screen, right? So R2 says, whenever I hear paraphernalia, I think unique tobacco smoking devices. Anyway, girls' night. So you're great, R2. It's all good. So let me introduce our awesome panel for this evening. We have the one and only voice actress extraordinaire, as I like to refer to her, Angela Clark. Angela, welcome.
So nice.
Uh-oh, you were cutting out. Oh, no.
Wait, let me just...
Oh, I don't know what you said. Every time you're talking, it's cutting out. We just had this fixed. Oh, no. She's just going to whisper, guys.
fine.
Do what you need to do. I don't know. I just I want to be able to hear you. What you have to say is always interesting and fun.
It's
I
just
heard
gonna be screams tonight.
It's already off to a great start. I mean, the villain always foils the plans of the heroes, so I feel like this is just in theme with what we're doing. But yeah, Angela, if you want to tell people, I already said you were a voice actress extraordinaire. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about what you do and where they can find you?
All right. Can you hear me?
I can.
Am I coming?
Oh, now we can't. Oh no. All right. Well, not sure exactly what to do about it, Angela, because I am not tech savvy. Oh my goodness. Might just have to have you write into the chat everything you want to do or some sign language. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Look over here. She's got that finger up. She's letting us know something. Keep going, keep waiting, and she's giggling menacingly. I like it because again, all in theme with what we're doing this evening. If you need a couple of minutes, Angela, if all right, I can go ahead and introduce our second panelist for this evening while you work on whatever it is that God leads you to work on in your studio. All right, so while Angela's getting it all taken care of and doing what she's doing, we're inviting our next guest on, and of course, you know it, Maria, unlocking more after the weekend. Oh. Hang on.
It ain't me.
Oh.
The voice.
The voice.
Hang on.
The voice booming.
I love that Maria's like in the dark, and we've got these voices whispering in the background. There is some serious reverb. I don't know what that is.
How about now? Did I fix the reverb?
Oh,
yes!
Yes! Yes!
Guys,
you know what?
Guys, keeping it real.
Now, so awesome.
I'm in a whole big studio, and I had to log out and log in on my cell phone.
As long as you're here, you know, I don't care if you're on Serengeti and using smoke signals, man. Like, let's just. Hey,
oh my gosh!
So, why don't we just start over, Angela? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, okay. Angela Clark. I am a voice artist. You Google Angela Clark voice artist, you'll find me everywhere. I'm on all the socials. I'm on clarkvoservices.com. And yeah, I'm a voice artist. That's what I do every day. A lot of character work, a lot of e-learning. If you call, those, when you call and you get those on hold messages, that's me. When you look up a how-to video, that's what I do. So that's kind of stuff I do every day. Lots of audiobooks. So
cool. Oh, audiobooks. What kind of
Nice.
May I ask? Could you list a couple of books?
So I had one, I think I've done over 100. And so I tend to forget. There was an author that I did several for. She's a really neat lady. Her name is Noelle C. Nelson, and she did a couple there were self-help books and how to deal with tragedy and anxiety, and those were Phoenix Rising. I did several for her. I survived COVID-19. Now what? That was fun. There was a book I did that reached the USA Today top sellers list the end of 2021. That was Angel Watcher. That was a really fun one. That's like a young adult sci-fi type novel. That one was a lot of fun. I love that genre, that young adult fantasy. It's a lot of fun to narrate. But I don't have a favorite genre. I can tell you the worst thing ever to narrate was a cookbook. And it was
I didn't know they narrate cookbooks.
I don't think they do. I
thought you were speaking from experience.
Okay.
No, I did narrate a cookbook, I promise, but I don't know that anybody ever bought it. Like, I can't believe somebody paid me to do it. God love them. And it was really poorly translated. So, like, some of the recipes, like, one of them was like blueberry muffins that called for 1 blueberry. And I didn't know if it was 1 cup, 1/4, 1 half. It was so in that book. It's 1.
Just 1 blueberry. Well, they weren't lying. It is a blueberry muffin.
Just 1 muffin. This recipe is for just 1 muffin.
It's just 1 blueberry for 1 muffin.
That is most excellent. I have never in my life thought that there would be a cookbook audio recording of that. That's great. Well, guys, if you want to know more about Angela, I see that R2 is dropping links to her channel, but also in the description box below, you can find more of her social media links as well to her YouTube channel. And that's just, Angela's great. I always enjoy having her on the channel. When her equipment's working, right?
Thank God for cell phones.
Right, we have many avenues. Well, that being said, interesting enough. So that we've got a voice actress here, and then we've got a storyteller here, Maria from Unlocking Lore. Like I said, she tells stories, does some fabulous work over there on her channel, which is also in the description box below. One of my favorite stories, and I can't even remember what the story was about. But that saying was, "Be bold, but not too bold." That's all I remember. And so,
lest your heart's blood run cold.
Ooh,
that's just like the one part that. See. So, Maria, why don't you tell the chat a little bit about yourself and what you're doing, what's coming up?
Yeah, well, as you guys know, I am Maria, also known as Unlocking Lore. That is my YouTube channel, and now I have just opened my Odyssey channel, which I'm really excited to get some content in there, as well as I'm also known in a few social medias as the Geeky Crochet. And if you've been following me, you've been seeing a lot of my work. You can probably understand why I chose the name The Geeky Crochet. I've just recently finished a Baby Yoda, and that has been shipped and mailed to the person who has purchased it in the US. And well, my social medias are that Unlocking Lore and the Geeky Crochet. And yes, I am a storyteller, the old traditional tales, in which I investigate, I research old stories, mainly Celtic folklore, and I learn those, I embed those into my soul, and then I give it out to the world as a traditional oral storyteller. No, thankfully, it's heartwarming. So much that you actually remember that phrase, That is the story of Mr. Fox. The story of Mr. Fox. It was
kind of a bloodbath, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was a bloodbath. And that was back in October, so
I just always remember that. Yep. I do remember that, and I do plan on getting your merchandise, Maria. I am sorry. It's just like I haven't gotten it. So that being said, I don't think I have that in the description box. Where can people find your merch?
Oh, I have my own Teespring store that I will place on my I will send that to you through the private chat. But I also want to say a big shout out to my co-host. I am also one of the co-hosts and founders of After the Weekend Review. There you go. That's right. And that is R to the Icky is also a founding member, and now we recently have a new member officially on the channel, which is JT, who has so lovingly designed our logos. So
he's so talented.
And I also want to show you guys this. I still have this, of course.
I still have mine, of course. Look at my face over there. Look at that jaw. I'm very manly, aren't I? Like nice strong jaw.
Sorry.
What an amazing photo.
Right. I mean,
it is.
exactly like
I'm still waiting for the bunker buddies. I'm still waiting for the bunker buddies.
I know. I'm working on it. That's why
she did an amazing bunking. She made an amazing bunker buddy chibi picture with the three of us and herself. And I'm like, Tabitha, you need to get this out there. I want a T-shirt. I want my bunker buddies with me.
I'm working on it. Okay. All right. Anyway,
I actually downloaded your video in which you're kind of coloring it and stuff like that, and like I have it on my phone so I can watch it a few times and remember. It's like, oh yeah, the bunker buddies. I need this. It's like.
It's coming. It's coming. All right. Let's just like get away from that topic and all the pressure that suddenly has fallen on Tabitha. And I just say hi to Marco.
We are talking about villains.
We're
talking about villains.
I like how she's finger movement down over there. Look at that. There we go. And Dax says that Angela kind of reminds him of Amanda Tapping from Stargate SG-1. That's cool.
What an amazing compliment.
That is.
I would take it.
Yeah. And then I did see JT is here as well as the Milkman. He was somewhere. He disappeared. There he is. The Gilkman, also known as the Milkman by Dan. If Dan were here, but Dan's not here because it's girls' night. So continuing on with girls' night. Yes, villains. What we love to hate about them and what we hate to love about them. So the difference here, guys, being, and we're going to go ahead and list our favorites that we love to hate. And this being said, as far as the idea carries, they're such despicable people, and that they're portrayed so well. Like they're just the top tier kind of idea of villains, villainhood, you know? And so to give people an idea of, excuse me, what I'm talking about, I'll go ahead and go first and list probably one of the most deplorable villains.
I think I know what you're thinking. I think I know what you're thinking.
The most deplorable.
The worst one ever. What is it?
Okay. I won't say the worst one ever, but probably the one that just ranks right up there with everybody is Dolores Umbridge.
Umbridge. Yes. Yes. I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. Yes.
From the Harry Potter franchise. Now, I read her in the books and she was absolutely irritating. But in the movies, I have to say, and I forget, I was going to have her name down and I totally forgot what her name was. The actress that played her. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Look, she's my unofficial co-host over here, apparently. Yeah. So, Dolores Umbridge, if people have never seen Harry Potter or read Harry Potter, during the books where she was featured in and the movies, the school, it's a school for wizards and witches and things like that. And they're kind of taking over the school, the Ministry of Magic, and they put her in place. And she's basically there to monitor what the students are doing and report back to HQ so that they can basically determine what is good and what is not good for the students to learn. How do you say Imelda Staunton? That's right. And apparently she is an absolutely lovely woman in real life. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But Dolores Umbridge comes in and she's one of these characters where you don't expect her to be as heinous as she really is, because she comes in and she's dressed like the Queen of England, essentially. She's got, this pristine outfit on. She's always dressed in baby pink or like bubblegum pink, got the perfect hair, kind of has a sweet face on. She's got cats everywhere, galore. And so you just kind of think that she's just this cutesy kind of character. She's got a little giggle, and she just kind of stares, and she always talks in kind of like this sweet voice. Exactly. Like sickly sweet voice. But man, when she feels that you have done wrong, when she believes that what you have done is absolutely against her moral code, well, she turns into a not nice word. Frankly, she was having the kids write down words, and through the use of magic, using medieval terms or, techniques, as they were saying in the books, it was carving words into the skin and the flesh of the children, making them bleed and scar. And that's pretty bad. I don't remember every little thing that she did to punish the children. But you think about that. She's also punishing children. And she acts like she wants to do the best for the children. Because obviously, the old-fashioned ways and monitoring what you do, and everything is done in this sickly sweet way. And like I said, the actress Imelda Staunton, I've seen her on different TV shows, or I saw a TV show where artists got together and they would paint famous people, and they got to paint her, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, it's her!" And she's such a sweetheart, and she has this beautiful twinkle in her eye, and she's talking, just such a lovely woman. But man, can she turn into like this awful villain that like everybody is irritated by her, and they love how good she is at irritating you. So she would be my number one villain tonight, as far as for going first, of that I love to hate her, because she is not a likable character, but you can appreciate the work that goes in to making this awful character.
I'm gonna piggyback on what you said.
Absolutely.
Because I was thinking, it's like, okay, which characters I really hate, as in I really, really hate. I was thinking it has to be so cynical, and they have to actually believe that they're doing good for me to hate somebody so much. Right. And Dolores Umbridge is probably one of is like the top. Yeah, I would say she is also my first, because she is like pure evil, but she gives it out in a sweet way that
which makes you hate
like, her. That is like, I hate you to your guts, you know? And it's cynical, you know? She puts like this sweet face while like Harry is writing with his own blood, "I must not tell lies."
She's ever just kind of giggling,
and it leaves a scar. Yeah, and it leaves a scar, like a white scar forever. You know, it's like oof.
Have you ever seen the franchise, Angela? Are you familiar with the character we're talking about?
I have seen all of them, and I must have blocked that woman out for my own sanity.
She's in 3. Is it 3 of the movies, Maria?
She is in. Well, she's definitely in Order of the Phoenix.
Right.
No, sorry. And the 2 Deathly Hallows. No, she's not Order of the Phoenix. Sorry, I think it was the
Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince or Order of the Phoenix. Oh no, I'm getting mixed up already.
Well, she's there
on my Harry Potter.
She's
there.
She leaves an impression.
She's definitely there.
Yeah, and I vaguely I remember the scenes that you guys are talking about, but obviously, I must have been interested in the movie theater popcorn or something.
No,
Angel's like, I won't watch her. Let me see. I wish I was cool enough to bring this up on a different screen, but let me bring this little picture here if we can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at that face. And again, all the cutesy pink stuff. She's got the classic outfit on. You know, she looks like such a lady.
I think I have some family members like that.
Oh man, no, that's scary, man.
We all might.
That's why I blocked her out.
So Maria, would that be the same person? Like your first one to go for? Or?
Yeah, no, that would be I mean, we're probably gonna have different villains in second and third, but my first one is definitely Dolores Umbridge.
Okay.
Wow. I hate her.
I love to hate her. Yeah, absolutely. What a great villain. So memorable. So Angela, that being said, who would be your first villain?
Okay, so I do have to say, when I was working on my list, my daughter gave that exact same character. That was the first one out of her mouth too, because she's a huge Harry Potter fan. But I am a huge Doctor Who fan. So the scariest villain on Doctor Who that my children would always go running from the room is the Weeping Angels. Have you guys seen that?
I'm not familiar with Doctor Who. I tried and I couldn't.
Okay. Okay. So with Doctor Who, you have to embrace the cheese. It's very cheesy. I've watched it since I was a little kid, and you just gotta embrace it. But the Weeping Angels are statues that look like angels, and they go like this. But if you look away from them, they come at you. If you blink, they come at you. And so every time you blink, they're like, and then you blink and they're closer. But you can't turn around and you can't blink. And it's terrifying until they get you.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Maria, I feel like that's a story you could invent and tell, and that sounds really creepy.
That would be so awesome. For October, it would be so good.
You need to look up those episodes.
The weeping angels are creepy. That doesn't sound just creepy. Like, that just sounds horrifying, petrifying, terrifying, like all the fyings.
Yes. Hey, you know what? My battery is dying on my phone. I gotta go grab my charger. It's just the day, girls. It's just the day.
Yeah. Don't worry.
That's okay. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Well, while she's doing that, I'm gonna go back in the chat a little bit. This is off to a really great
chat
start.
is blowing up. It's blowing up.
So I was saying earlier, hello to Polly from the Latino Slan. Hola, ladies. I love the Villainous ladies. TD says that oftentimes the sweetest of people play the most despicable roles. That does seem to be true, because you can think of like Jason Isaacs, who plays as Malfoy and a father, Lucius Malfoy. Like, he's apparently a really great guy, but like he's always a creep in the movies. Like, he never plays the sweet person. R2 says Angela's room looks like a dungeon, and Michael Jackson's leather jacket decorated the room together.
Oh boy.
I definitely don't have a leather jacket in here, but I mean, I do have some friends.
Well, I have him too. Let's see. Polly wants to know, who's the most villainous? We'll just take a little break here. Who is the most villainous from the panel this evening? Interesting question. Of course, R2 says that I am, for whatever reason. I
enjoy playing a villainous character every once in a while.
Ooh, I bet you have a good villain laugh.
I really like telling those villainous stories. Getting into.
You look like you've got the hoodie on and everything. I'm a little scared.
It's the lighting. It's the way she can just do her eyebrows like that. It just Oh my goodness. Phil said when we were talking about Dolores Umbridge that she reminds him of his mom.
Ouch. Poor mom.
Wow. And oh my goodness.
That's so sad.
Lisa H says Maria seems pretty mean. It's the eyebrows, man. It's the eyebrows.
It's those red lips with the red hoodie.
It's the color red.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm liking this, huh? I'm actually liking this.
It's working.
Yeah.
Got some vibes going on. So, all right, we did our first character. So, Angela, that was your first one. Like, you love to hate them. Could you elaborate a little bit more though on that? So, you're saying like, because they're so terrifying, that's why you love them so much?
Yes, they're always my favorite episodes. When the weeping angels are then they always sneak up on you, and I'm like, oh, yes.
I don't like scary things.
Ouch.
I would have nightmares for days.
My grown children are like, Mom, you ruined us.
Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness.
Like, well, you gotta leave the room if you can't handle it.
Phil is on Team Maria saying that she's probably the most villainous person, because he's like, don't let her sweetness fool you guys. Mighty Doug Thompson, thank you for joining us. We're still continuing talking about the villains that we love to hate. On my list, number 2 here is going to be Angelica Houston's character from Ever After. If you've ever seen that movie, it's
sure.
Historical adaptation of Cinderella. For those that don't know, we actually reviewed that movie a couple of months ago, Dan and I, and it's actually a man's movie because it has campfires in it. Because that's a staple here at Inside the Booth. If it has a campfire, it means it's a manly movie. So Ever After, guys, manly movie, something to watch on Father's Day. So they had campfires in the woods with the gypsies. So it's a man's movie. I don't like the rules here. The guys did.
Okay.
So.
Right.
But For those again that are not necessarily familiar with the movie, like I said, it's kind of like a historical adaptation, which is really great, of the Cinderella story, because they have Leonardo da Vinci in there, they have the French and all this kind of stuff going on in here. And basically, Angelica Houston, for those maybe also don't know and not familiar, she plays as Morticia Addams in the Addams Family live action film. I mean, she's a legend. Like she's
yes,
she's
she
everywhere.
is.
Just look, she's great.
Yes,
she's awesome. But she does such a great job at being a horrible stepmother in this film. Like she's such a talented actress that, again, you know, she's like this in real life. She's a nice, sophisticated, hardworking woman. And in this movie, she plays as an entitled, spoiled brat of a woman who's just basically stepping on everybody in order to get to the top, and she will just crush anybody underfoot. And there's such an emotional depth to this, because in that movie at one point, Cinderella's character, played by Drew Barrymore, known as Danielle, because they don't really call her Cinderella, her name is Danielle. She was crying, and she's like, what did I ever do to make you hate me so much? All I ever wanted was for you to love me. And there was a brief moment where Angelica Houston's character kind of breaks just a little bit, because it's like, wow. But then she just turned right, like you see it in her face, right around. She was like, I can't let my guard down. And she can raise an eyebrow like nobody's business. Okay. Like Angelica's eyebrows, let me go up here, man. Yeah. She is an intimidating woman. That face that she has. I mean, she's gorgeous in a very unique way. And I had her as number 2 because I'm like, yes, when I watched this movie, I mean, she pretty much makes me not like her, even though I love the actress, because so bad. She's so mean and so selfish and so snooty. Like, what a horrible person. Agreed. So she is number 2 on my villains that I love to hate them.
Okay. I have to. Here is where we part ways. I guess the second person that I have on my list is little Spidey. Is Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter is probably my second choice, right up top there with Dolores Umbridge, because again, the ones that most freak me out. I mean, Anthony Hopkins, like you said, with Angelica Houston, is a legend. You know, he is epic. He can play a Shakespearean actor and then go way cynical, as in, Silence of the Lambs. So I think he is like one of my scariest, most evil characters that I have encountered. He is cynical, but
I've seen snippets of it, because I didn't think I could handle it. Again, I don't really do scary stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have to. I don't know. It's just that I think I have like memories, like blotches. I must have watched either snippets or the whole thing, and I just blocked it because it was really, really gruesome. But what I loved about this villain was the fact that he was so calm, while he was doing something that is just pure evil. That is what freaked me out. And and it's Anthony Hopkins, man. It's Sir Anthony Hopkins. Oh my god! It's like, no. It's like, whoa.
Because you love the actor. Away. Like, how can he make me not like him anymore? Kind of thing.
Exactly.
If you will.
Exactly.
As far as the character goes.
And it's not a Freddy Krueger kind of horror movie, but more like it's more like a psychological terror.
Yes. Yes. Believable.
It's a psychological.
It could happen.
Exactly. No. Exactly.
No.
So
I mean, it could never happen. It could never happen, Angela. Totally fiction. People don't eat one another.
So yeah, that would be my second one, Hannibal Lecter.
It's a good one.
Hey.
I like the contrast here just because, like, I don't know. I don't think you ladies would have ever in a million years thought that I would pick Angelica Houston from Ever After as one of my top villains. But I like I said, the contrast here. Like, Maria went to, like, a very dark place with the character, you know, true wickedness and evils, vileness of what one human would do to another. Whereas with my character, I mean, it's pretty wicked and vile. It's just in a different aspect. It's more on an emotional plane. And I love this. I can't wait to hear what Angela says. If she says some kind of werewolf that stalks you while you sleep and eats your breath, I'm like, I'm going to have to leave.
Well, I have to say, I saw that Hannibal Lecter when I was a kid at a slumber party. It terrified me. Like, who lets their kids watch this stuff?
Man.
But that one, my adult children tell me that heffalumps and woozles ruined them when they were children.
Oh.
I had Hannibal Lecter, so don't tell me about heffalumps and woozles.
Oh man! What a contrast.
They needed to toughen up a little bit.
Yeah, you've got cannibalism on one side versus ugly toys.
But going back to my childhood, I thought I picked this one because I watched it as a kid with probably an older cousin. Again, it was probably a movie my mom wouldn't have let me watch. But that's what I had older cousins for. And I just remember being like on the edge of my seat for the entire movie. I was terrified, and it like stuck with you for life. And that was Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. It was just, I was just a kid, and it was like the most fascinating, horrible adventure. You know, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. But it was that he was scary, man. He scared me. It was fun to watch. Hannibal Lecter was not fun. I survived Hannibal Lecter, but Terminator was fun to be scared.
Well, I guess because it's a lot more fictitious in the fact that it's robots and things like that, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
I'd have to worry about Hannibal Lecter. Like, we had dogs, and I would have to go out and feed them at like after dark, and I had to walk. I had to walk to where they were, and I was never afraid to go towards the darkness. But it was coming back when the darkness was behind me. I was like,
yeah. I mean,
Hannibal Lecter is behind me.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I still run up the stairs if I turn the lights off before I get a head start. Like,
or this isn't a bad guy, but did you guys ever watch? Okay, sorry, little squirrel moment. Did you ever watch? Did you ever watch that? America's Most Wanted? Or
I remember that movie. I remember that show.
I used to watch that with my mother, and there's not an ending. Like, the guys are wanted. Like, they're out there. They could be looking in my window right now. Like, they were wanted, and that was the most terrifying show ever.
There is somebody behind you.
You've had a very tough childhood, Angela. Very tough childhood.
They didn't have the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon and all that.
I mean, I am a sensitive person when it comes to frightening things, right? Like, so I don't like horror. I mean, when I watched Lord of the Rings when it came out in theaters, and I was a preteen when that came out, and I had nightmares for years because of the Nazgul. Okay. I love the movie. I've been watching it all these 20 plus years or whatever, but just things coming out of the darkness, I just don't do them. So when you add like a gore element to it or jump scares, like Tabitha's out. I mean, Never Ending Story, The Wolf in the Wall, that gave me nightmares for years. And I mean, like, it's just, yeah, I am that person. I don't do horror. I like a good thriller. Movie. But
I love that
I
movie.
I don't. We're going to do. I think I'm going to have to do an episode of Girls' Night where movies, like how did we make it as emotionally stable adults? Movies, like Never Ending Story will be one of those, as well as The Land Before Time. Okay.
Oh man,
we had to deal with some serious issues,
Yes.
like some serious issues as children, and we
Agreed.
didn't care. Like we watched a horse get sucked. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, so the next. We'll save that for another girls' night. Say girls' night, guys.
Right.
It's not just about girly things. It's not just about flowers, unicorn, rainbows, and sunshine. No, we're talking villains. We're talking horses. We're talking
dark stuff.
We're talking about the dark stuff. We're letting Maria influence us a little too much over here. So my third love to hate villain would be, and it was so hard, ladies, so hard to pick, but I was like, okay, let me think outside the box here a little bit, and I would have to choose Emperor Commodus from Gladiator, with Russell Crowe.
That's a good one,
because that guy is creepy and disturbed.
Horrible. Yeah.
And he does such a good job at making you hate him. He's such a goober, and it's like the emotions, the pride, like you can feel the pride that he has and how he's battling and he won't let go, and his arrogance and all of that stuff. I mean, I feel a little petty with all the choices that I have. Like I basically have people that look nice but aren't. And you ladies are talking about like people that eat one another, scary.
No, but he's cynical. He was cynical. And he was like after his sister. But at that time, it was okay.
That's already bad enough anyway.
But at that moment, it was like fine.
Right.
No.
Anything goes. Okay.
That's
Whatever.
so gross.
You got a third head? That's okay. The more the merrier.
Just I have a brother. It's like, ugh. It's like so gross. Ugh.
I mean, he, there's so many elements to this where, he's in love with his sister. Didn't he? It's been a while since he killed his father, right? That's how that goes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He killed his father. He was in love with his sister. And then
he knows her.
Yeah. And then all this stuff. He's seen stuff. And then you have Maximus, which is, Russell Crowe's character, who, he's a battle-hardened warrior. He served his country. He's fighting for Rome. And he's like, he's stealing my thunder. I don't think so. Put that man in shackles. Sell him. We can't have him around. And you can just see, the pettiness of this man and what great depths he would go to in order to feel like he was supreme. And not to get too religious out there. Of course, here on Inside the Booth, we are very religious, but it just kind of shows you in the instance of sin. Like I heard a speaker say one time, it's like sin will take you further, cost you more, and make you do so much more than you ever thought or dreamed. It just takes a little step. And you can see that with his character development. Like it was just one thing after another. He didn't feel like he was like good enough for his father. Like I guess he kind of felt like he was always in the shadows. And so then he, like I said, his pride kind of got in the way. So then he's taking steps. All of a sudden, now he's thinking about murder. Now all of a sudden he's thinking about incest. Or maybe I got these in the wrong order. But then now he's thinking about killing this hero of the country because he's like, he makes me look bad. You can really see the development of how much you hate this man as he gets to the end of the movie, and you're like, yes, kill him. He needs to die. I'm not a villain. He is.
Yeah.
So I would have to say number 3 on my list would be that guy, the Emperor from Gladiator.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yes, that's a good one.
I've seen that movie. I had forgotten all about that.
Mm.
He's the character that leaves you feeling so creepy.
Yeah, you just need to take a shower. Like,
yes.
No, it's a tremendous movie. Tremendous movie. It's like right up there with Yes, exactly. I'm piggybacking on what he said, and it's like right up there with Braveheart.
Mm. Oh,
so yes, amazing.
That
movie.
guy, I more or less just hate that guy and don't love to hate him. Like I just hate him. I just hate him.
Okay,
I don't have any respect for him. Not at all. This guy, I thought, did a great job.
You see, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am torn apart with these two actors that play the same character in two different films. And so I'm gonna say like
quickly, R2 says Rose was the villain of Titanic.
Yes, she was.
Oh no! I hope Ryan's still not in the chat. I hope Ryan's still not in the chat. Oh man!
Someone he's like, it's all about buoyancy.
Buoyancy, yes, buoyancy.
I wish I'd have thought of Rose. That would have been my evil character.
Man, anyway, you just won a fan from JT. So there you go. Correct. No. Okay. So yes, it's either I'm torn apart between Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger as Joker.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why is it that I'm torn apart? It's one character, but they're portrayed in different styles, and
I'll allow it. I'll allow an additional character.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah, we're gonna it's like, let's put it this way: it's like two aspects of the same character.
Yeah.
Like Joker, and then obviously you have the. We just reviewed the Batman yesterday with in After the Weekend. That was an amazing show, and Jack Nicholson again. It's like another facet. But I'm gonna stick with these two because they're like more real, whereas it's like more of a comic book characteristic that was Jack Nicholson, which was legendary as well. So you have Heath Ledger, who again, I love this characteristic in the character, you could say, which is cynical because he's deranged, literally. I mean, he is out of his mind
and jovial about it. Yeah.
And he family members like that too.
Angela, I'm seriously getting worried with your family, yeah?
Thanksgiving must be a blast at your house.
Yeah.
We got Dolores Umbridge, we got the Joker.
Oh man. So yeah, and the thing is that he enjoys, which is what I liked about also as Dolores Umbridge and Hannibal Lecter. They enjoy doing evil.
Right.
They thrive and they take a lot of pleasure, which is absolute evil. And it's like, you can't do that. How can you possibly enjoy killing and eating people? So Heath Ledger portrays that sense.
Ketchup. I'm sure it's all right.
Ew. Kind of like ketchup on pizza.
Oh,
that's
you
so
didn't.
Gross. That's so gross. Or pineapple on pizza.
All right, now you crossed the line.
So uncivilized. So, and then you have a Joaquin Phoenix character, a portray of the Joker, which is, you can see how the man, goes into his own hell, and even though the movie, some people say that movie Joker, it gives you the motivation as to why he became Joker, and you have a kind of a compassion and empathy for the character. But I say no, because they're giving me a backstory as to why he became like that, and why he enjoys what he does, and that's more psychological, and that's much more profound than perhaps like Voldemort or some other character that is a little bit more less deep, So yeah, I guess, I mean, it's two aspects of the same character portrayed in two different by two different actors that I just love, and that would be my third one, like the Joker, but in the two dimensions.
I have to go back to what Pops says here. Some men just want to see it burn. Yeah, that line that Michael Caine's character gives as Alfred in the I don't know which one is the Batman movie. Where how can people just do this without basically a thought? It's almost like there's no thought going into it. They just do stuff. They just do distraction, and it's like some people just do. They just want to watch things get destroyed, and there's no rhyme or reason to it because they're broken. There's something broken there. See you, JT. It was good to have you around for a bit. Team Jack, right?
Aztec's lives matter, by the way.
Artec. Oh, yeah.
Artec's lives matter.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Angela, I am so curious to hear what your third family member apparently is going to be.
Well, actually, it's funny that you say that.
Oh man!
I have to be like my great aunt Irma is going to be my third favorite villain.
So, I do have. Before I tell you the name of my bad guy, I do have a guy at church that he's passed away.
It's better. Okay.
He's passed away now, but I loved him dearly. And every time he would see me, he would tell me that I looked just like the actress that played this evil character. Only I don't think he ever saw this movie. He really was complimenting me, but all I could see when he would tell me that is, oh, well, thank you. Like, really? Do I really look like the character is Cruella?
Oh,
from the cartoon?
He told me I looked like Glenn Close. All the time.
Oh, Glenn Close.
You look just like Glenn Close all the time. And I'm like, I look like Cruella DeVille?
I look like a puppy killer?
But actually, my daughter said I can't even use her because of the new movie that comes out. You totally hear her backstory. And so she could possibly move up into that characters that I like, evil that I like. But before that, Cruella kills puppies. Like, she has always been evil. There's no good. I don't like her in any way. She's got this horrible, nasty, long, weird cigarette thing that she smokes. Always been
that makes it better.
Fascinated with that and disgusted by it at the same time.
Yeah.
But she totally creeped me out until this latest Cruella redemption movie
with Emma Stone.
But, yes. Yeah, that was a really good movie. If you haven't seen that one, it was really good.
I saw it. It wasn't as horrible and weird as it was weird, but quirky, sure. It was that style, but it wasn't as terrible as everybody had portrayed it to be. Everybody said that this was like a movie they redeemed Cruella, like they were trying to make her a better person. They really didn't. It was more about what broke her, what made her bad.
Right.
Not like Maleficent, where you actually grow to like the character because she was she was portrayed wrong. This is more of like, no, she's portrayed correctly, and here's why she's such an evil person.
Yeah.
I never would have watched it because that's exactly, I'm like, she's so evil. You know what? It doesn't matter. I know what she turns into. Who cares what her story is? But I was surprised by it. As long as a story entertains me, I guess, But that's right. I know you cannot justify puppy murder.
We're just talking about the villain itself. All these villains are horrible people. We understand that. We're just talking about what makes a good villain to us that we hate. Right now we're just talking about what we love to hate about them. And
she's right up there with Rose.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
I love it.
Jack Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna throw in one honorable mention for my love to hate them, and it's just like quickly would say Heath Ledger was going to be one of them as his Joker character because he's such a fantastic villain. Like, he creeps me out. I really don't like him, but I like that I don't like him. Like, he made me not like him.
Yes.
So he was on my honorable mention. Does anybody have an honorable mention quickly for this Go ahead.
I do.
Yeah.
Actually, I really liked. I keep forgetting. She played the evil stepmother in Disney's live action Cinderella story.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
She also portrays as Galadriel in. I think it's the same character. I'm the same actress. I'm not really sure. Hang on. I'm gonna get that.
I'm trying to look it up. So many Cinderella movies.
I know.
It's the 2015.
Like
it's the 2015 one.
Okay.
The 2015.
The
evil stepmother. Okay, it's Kate Blanchett. Yes.
Oh, Kate Blanchett.
Oh,
she's a fantastic
Kate
actress.
Blanchett.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, I really like that evil stepmother because again, she is. No, this is actually this is probably one of the most best live action Disney princess movies that I have seen personally. Again, this is my opinion. I have exulted in movies that people just didn't like, and I mean that's fine. I really like this movie because it really portrays the essence of Cinderella in a beautiful way. They don't blot you with women power and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they really yes, no, it is pre-wokeness, and it's really beautifully set, and there's some seriously awesome scenes between the prince and his father, actually, which I was like, when I saw it, I'm like, this is such a beautiful scene. I mean, this is amazing. So
which helps make the villain look even more terrible if everything else is magical and beautiful. So I have to check it out. I like Kate Blanchett. So I've never seen her except for as Hela in the Thor movie. I've never seen her as a villain. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Angela, do you have any?
I have like
mentions?
5 more, but
because we got to get to the we hate to love them.
Okay. I got a Star Trek geek a little bit on you. So the guy that never redeems himself in Star Trek, right, is Khan!
Oh, the Wrath of Khan!
Yeah.
The Wrath of Khan! Yes!
Yeah. He does a good job. He kind of creeps you out, but he's good at it. Like, I like it.
I loved Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah, he did a good job. I was waiting for Angela to whip out a Star Trek character somewhere. I was waiting for it.
They're actually all over my list, but I contained myself.
It's fine. That's why it's like, okay, all right. Well, so moving on to the villain. If you're new here, we're talking about villains, why we hate to love them and love to hate them. We've just done our love to hate them list. Now we're doing our hate to love them, meaning that they're so awful, but they almost have my admiration because I'm like, they're so cool. Like villains should not be praised, right? Like I think we can all agree.
No.
Like villains are not good people. These are not people that we should build statues of and tell our children to admire. Nevertheless, we still have them on our shelves. We dress up as them for Halloween and costume parties and the Ren Fair, and we can't help. And some people get tattoos, and we can't help but put these people in our lives because they're so amazing. So first, I was like, again, trying to go outside the box on this, but I had to go to my first, if you will, my first villain love, like the one that I absolutely, again, because we shouldn't love villains because they're bad people, but I hate to love. It's going to be so cliche, but Darth Vader. He has he's always been my favorite Star Wars character. I don't know what it is with Darth Vader and little girls, but I loved him.
He's your father.
He's a redeemed character. That's why.
It wasn't even that. Like when I was a kid, I didn't care about that. I didn't care about the arc. I didn't care about spiritual growth or whatever. Like he was just cool. Like he was just awesome because he was so villainous. I'm not talking about him redeeming himself. I'm just talking about like Darth Vader in his essence. Like he was just so good because he had so much power and so much authority without doing anything. Like he walked into the room and he commanded attention from everybody and everybody feared him. And of course he's got this big black outfit on and he's got the flowing cape. And that's already ominous as it is. But he doesn't even have to say anything. And everybody's like, it wasn't me. Like, I swear. And so on my first list of, and I mean, yeah, you kill somebody at the drop of a hat. That's not okay. It's not okay. But somebody needs therapy. But I got him on my phone. I've got numerous figurines of him. I think he's I love his lightsaber. Like, his lightsaber is my favorite lightsaber. And so my villain that I hate to love, because I just do, is Darth Vader.
Okay. Does Lord Helmet rank in there anywhere?
Rogue Disney says Darth Vader isn't a villain. I don't know. I think if you kill people for funsies or because you have a short temper, that just instantly makes you a villain. I mean, I don't know what kind of standard Rogue has. Maybe one I don't want to know about.
Oh man! Ouch! Ouch! Okay,
Rogue's
so
a good guy.
Tabitha, I think I'm
right
sort of gonna get you on that one. Darth Vader is probably like the top there, but I really, hated him like as Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, no, I'm not about Anakin Skywalker. I'm all about Darth Vader.
No. I'm talking about when Anakin Skywalker turns into Darth Vader.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the character that, because he is so sad. It just more than angry, it breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart when I see and that's why I love so much Revenge of the Sith. I think it's an extraordinary movie, one of the greatest between the six. Not the greatest, perhaps, kind of working its way with Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but Revenge of the Sith, like how he turns, it really breaks my heart, and I guess that's why. I mean, I love him. I just cannot hate him as he is because I know what's happening to him.
True. I guess when I looked at it, it was really nostalgic. This was before I knew Anakin Skywalker's story and everything like that. So it was from my childhood. And, I see some people saying, if you're redeemed, you aren't a villain. I'm just talking about Darth Vader as we know it. I'm not talking about all the background story, what led him to the dark side. I'm talking like when you first see him come down that hallway in A New Hope.
It's the great music that's playing behind him.
It's the music, also, I mean, nobody quite makes an entrance like Darth Vader. And so for me, he's just like, he is, for me, the villain. And yes, we know that, again, we know he got redeemed, and we know that obviously, he had some emotional damage going on there in episode 3 and everything. I'm just talking like, when you think of Darth Vader, without all the fluff, he's my guy.
I agree. But the thing is that I also, it's just that I remember like the red eyes that he had when he turned Sith. And I'm like, no, I mean, your children, Padme is like, and I felt like what probably Obi-Wan felt that way. He's like, you were my brother. It's like, it's really heartbreaking. So I guess,
Oh, yeah.
Well, that would be my first pick.
Okay.
Ooh, I have so many bad people that I love. I don't know how to
Isn't that
pick.
terrible? Like, you almost feel guilty about it, but you don't.
Horrible.
Because it's like,
it's
I probably would have
so,
more villains than heroes.
So I'm going to start from the beginning, like as young as I can remember. Right? Here we go. So this was... Oh, no. Okay. I was going to say this was made before I was born, but it's not that old. Okay. But I did watch it when I was a kid, and I knew that he was the bad guy, but I could not help but love him. And that was The Labyrinth. Do you guys remember that movie?
That was my second pick. Oh, the Goblin King.
I was like infatuated with the Goblin King. Like, oh, I know he's the wait. Is he the bad guy? Is there another bad guy? Can I hate somebody else? Is he the bad
guy? I'm drooling.
That hair, the eyebrows, like he just had this majestic kind of face that he. In my opinion, I never found David Bowie handsome. Okay, But there was
Right.
some, like, he had this way of captivating you with his facial expressions and the way that they did his makeup. Like, yeah, you were I don't know about you girls, but like you were attracted to him, but not in the sense of a conventional way. It was more like he really was just alluring. He was enchanting.
Yes.
It was just like
it was enchanting. That's the word.
Yep, that's the
word.
word.
He was enchanting.
Yeah.
And,
which
and
a good
it's
villain
like,
is.
oh my gosh, I got to go to church. That was really
Oh wow, I didn't get to that. But that's it. Yeah.
Don't read into that too much. I was 8.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so great. Just came out of the blue. I love it. Like there are some. Like, Maria and I were talking about that today. There are some scrummy, delicious villains out there.
God really made them good. Really good looking.
Yeah. Okay. So we got Darth Vader and the Goblin King. This is great. I love this freaking episode so much. All right.
Here's
I love
Dan. What Dan says in the chat, repent. You repent, you sinners.
Dax is like, wow. Wow. Hey, it's girls' night. Like...
And that villain from Harry Potter is the one that was meeting me at the church. See, that's why I'm like, I got family like that.
Oh my gosh! So my second villain that I hate to love them because again they're just awful people. I mean, did horrible, despicable things, much like Darth Vader. But I just I'm almost in awe of this person. Is Regina Mills as who is the evil queen from Once Upon a Time. I might have a totally straight heterosexual girl crush on this woman.
Oh man.
Because
that was an awesome character.
Lana Parrilla, number one, she's the star, in my opinion. She's the star of this show. I know there's a huge cast and all the other characters did a great job. But man, she, no pun intended, brought the magic to this character. She was gorgeous, but she was that evil gorgeous. Like the way she could transition from one emotion to the other, one character. Like 1 minute she's playing the redeemed mother, trying to do what's best for her son and give everybody a second chance and smile. And then literally the camera just shifts just a little bit and she goes right back into that persona of the evil queen so flawlessly. So effortlessly. And I love the struggle of that's a little different of the story, but I love the struggle of her character in this. And then, when you see her going on her redemption story, it melts your heart. But then all of a sudden there's like that one episode where she's been a good person. She's trying really hard and something ticks her off. And all of a sudden she's just like, to heck with that. And just like turns into the evil queen again. And your heart kind of goes, yay. I have an appreciation, a weird appreciation for female villains and just power that they can have over people. And it's gonna sound horrible. Girls, we're gonna have to go to church. Like in their seductiveness, the way that she walks, man, she didn't even have to say anything. It's just the way that she walks. She's kind of like Darth Vader. She just commands authority when she enters the room. And I think she was I was enchanted by her because of how strong of a character she played. She just did it flawlessly.
Yep, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a great one. I loved Regina.
Yeah.
Well, I already spoiled my second one, which was Angela's first one.
Magic dance.
Oh man.
You remind me of the babe with the power.
The Goblin King was you guys nailed it with the two words, alluring and enchanting. But you knew that he was the villain. I mean,
yes, and you still loved him anyway, right?
And you still liked him, and you're like, girl, stay with that guy. Stay with him,
cheering for him. Yeah.
I'm cheering for you, man. He's your guy. Come on,
Oh, Backyard TARDIS will
And-
let you know I did have Palpatine on my love to hate list, but he was kind of weak compared to the rest of them. But he did a good job of like creeping me out. I'll put it on there. But yeah, Goblin King, something about him.
Goblin King. Yeah, no, well, Labyrinth is one of those, you know, cult classics.
Oh
that
yeah, I love Labyrinth.
Later on, yes, people knew like the potential and the gem that movie was.
Yeah,
because they discovered it later. It wasn't it was actually kind of like a flop. It didn't do well in their time, and only afterwards did it come out, you know, and people started to really appreciate like what was like the whole story. Amazing story. And well, yeah, that would be my second one.
Awesome.
Jacob Ironson says, I hate to love Christopher Lee as Sauron. Wow, he made that character his own.
Wow.
He did do it really.
Yes, he did really well. Yeah. He's
all right.
He's on one of the honorable
lists. So my second one is Maleficent. I adore Maleficent. From the beginning, I didn't even care if she ever got good. I loved her. Just the way she can stay evil. She is gorgeous, and same thing with Regina. She just demands.
Yes.
She doesn't care. She will do whatever she wants and look good doing it.
Look good doing it. Yeah.
And you can tell like that something damaged her, something traumatic, and you knew she was evil, but somebody else must have done something to her.
Right? You take the side of the villain because you just adore them so much. What is that? What is that?
Yes. It's so true.
One of my favorite costumes is my Maleficent costume.
Cosplay is awesome.
I mean, that look great.
Yeah, it would look nice.
Hey,
awesome.
I have to share something real quick about Regina. Oh, about that show. So my daughters are adults. When that show was airing, one did not live at home, one still lived at home. They would actually like come together as long as that show was on. It was like a girls' night every time that show was on. I loved, like, there are a few shows that ever do that, but my daughter would make sure they were here, and we would make popcorn and we would watch that show. We watched, like, we didn't miss a single episode. But I don't know if you remember, but Emma always wore this little red jacket,
leather jacket.
Yes. Yeah. So we were in a store one time, and my youngest daughter and I both grabbed. We found the Savior jacket because they always called her the Savior.
Yeah.
See, now I do have to go to church, but so we both like go running to each other in the store, going, "We got a Savior jacket!"
Nice.
I just texted my husband the other day. I'm like, "Where's my Savior jacket?" He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, you wouldn't understand.
Right. Yeah. It's a girl thing. Yeah.
All these years, it's still my Savior jacket.
That's great. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. So
that
funny.
was a girls' night every week. I miss that.
That's pretty cool.
Get together like
That's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So your third one.
My third one. This was tough.
Oh.
This was really tough. I'm just gonna have to save my fourth one for honorable mention here, which was really, really hard. But I have to go with Charlize Theron as the evil queen in the movie Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Awesome.
I haven't seen that movie. I didn't see that movie.
I feel like if you would couple the Goblin King with Regina Mills, you would kind of get the Charlize Theron's evil queen, because she was so alluring and seductive, but she was menacing and cruel at the same time. And it's
that
funny.
One was awesome.
It's funny in this movie, Maria, because the fact that Kristen Stewart was cast as Snow White,
Yeah.
and then you've got Charlize Theron as the evil queen, and she's like, mirror, mirror on the wall, you know, who's the fairest of them all? And they're like, oh, it's Kristen Stewart. I'm like, in what universe is it Kristen Stewart, especially compared to Charlize Theron?
No comparison whatsoever.
Who
No
decided to do
comparison.
the casting for this?
I think Snow White was supposed to be more beautiful than the Queen. That's correct,
and that's
right?
so not the case in this movie. And I mean, the costumes and the way that she Soul Assassin like, dang,
What year?
Backyard Tardy says, I'm a minister, so I guess this works as confession. Good. But she was so, I mean, you know, Regina, she had that authority and everything like that, but she wasn't as collected as the evil queen that Charlize Theron played. Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
What a weird name. She was quiet. You know, Regina's character was quite boisterous, you know, like if she had an opinion, she would make it known and she'd be loud about it. But this character was more menacing because she was quiet and she was just that look. She was just powerful. She was another presence that came into the room, and it was kind of, in a way, kind of like Dolores Umbridge in the fact that she was feminine and just straight up gorgeous. So you wouldn't expect her to be such a, I mean, she played such a hate-filled person in this movie that it kind of takes you by, like, you just sit there and you just like,
no, I gotta watch this. Yep.
It blows you away. You don't watch this movie for Snow White. You watch this movie for the evil queen. And then you also watch it for the Huntsman because it's Chris Hemsworth and Father, Son, Holy Ghost. But which he did a good job. But I mean, as far as that, like, she was just, man, like she leaves an impact on you.
You can't help to root for that one. Yeah, you can't help but root for her.
Yeah, I hate that I love her so much. So that's my third one.
Yeah. Yes, I have also an honorable one, which I will leave afterwards, but I gave it some thought, and my third one is Gary Oldman in Dracula 1992's version. I have Transbuckers.
Oh, that was good.
Oh man,
what a
guy!
Probably another slumber party movie.
Oh man, you know, but not when he is the old Dracula style, right? Because they portray him in two ways. This is an R-rated movie, definitely. A little bit too on the erotic, you know, kind of sensual side.
Which is why Tabitha has never watched this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I watched it by accident, and my mom kind of, you know, talked me through it because she is.
I just accidentally watched this erotic version of Dracula. Sure.
Yeah. Sort of, you know, I did go to confession afterwards. You know, I mean, it's been a long time. I wouldn't necessarily watch it again because I know where it goes. But she said the book is very, very gothic. It's very, very dark, but it's not erotic like they did in this movie. Yes, that's why she she guided me through a little bit when I watched it. Or when I said I watched it, because I don't remember, and I don't think my mom would actually sit me down to watch this movie.
That's what I was thinking. From what I know is in this movie, I'm like, you have a very interesting mother.
No. My mother is
an erotic version of Dracula.
No, my mother is a blessed soul. She's gonna go straight to heaven.
Right.
I'm the one who's gonna spend time in purgatory. That's for sure. So, the thing is that Gary Oldman, when they portray him as a young Dracula, when he tries to, you know, attract the Mina, he's so alluring, but at the same time, he is so evil. And that's what I think. That's what I love about villains. I mean, for me, for a villain to really, hit me hard, they have to be calm, like you said. They have to be collected. They have to have, a sense of, this is what I want, and nothing is going to go, against that, because I know everything. And it's not this crazy kind of like I don't know. It's just that I remember like what's her called? What's the name? The Leprechaun. Remember the evil horror story of Leprechaun.
I told you I don't do.
I've seen snippets. No, I've seen snippets. I haven't seen it. But it's like or like Gremlins. It's like, oh, come on. I mean, I hate Gremlins, but not because I get scared of them now. It's because they're so gritty and they're so gluey and they're so slimy and like,
Yeah.
So I don't watch that, But when like Dracula, it's like you're attracted to it, even though it's evil, and that's what scares me. That's what really like, oh man. And Gary Oldman did such a phenomenal job as Dracula in this movie. It was like, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said. That's why you gotta go to church after you watch that movie. You're like, oh crap.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't watch it again. I definitely wouldn't watch it. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw like a snippet of it. I'm like, oh, this is not like the book. I'm out.
No, it's not like
Dracula
the book,
being one of my favorite pieces of classic literature, and I'm like, that wasn't in the book.
Yeah. No, they definitely added a sensualness to the movie.
Yeah. Now that's what I didn't like about that, because like it's like, why are you trying to convert or change a classic gothic dark movie into a sensual one when it's not needed? You don't need sensuality to really get the darkness into a movie or into a story. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, so my third one is not sensual in any way. Okay. In fact, I don't think they're scary, but they are pure evil. And my daughters say that they have nightmares about it. So my third one is from Doctor Who, the Daleks. And if you guys have not been Doctor Who fans, that's okay. I'll forgive you, but you need to watch a couple of these episodes, people.
I'll forgive you. However, I still require work.
Nice.
So let me just tell you, they are, like I said, Doctor Who's been on like for 1 million years, back to black and white. And I think they were they have been in the Doctor Who series from the beginning. And so they're really cheesy. Like they have like bathroom plungers on their foreheads. Like it is total cheese. But they're supposed to be these horrible, terrifying monsters. And I just can't.
Yeah.
They're
horrible. A hard time feeling the vibe.
Horrible.
With the plungers.
And the fact that my daughters are terrified of them just cracks me up to no end. Yeah. Have you been like in your local grocery stores? Do any of them have like that robot that walks around the store? Like our local, we have a giant market here, and it's got this tall thing. It's like 6 feet tall. It's long and it's got googly eyes on it. And it just strolls down the aisles, and it actually like reads what they're out of. It does reports. It has a name. I can't think of it, but every time it comes near me, all I hear is the Daleks only ever say, "Exterminate, exterminate." That's all I can hear in the grocery store is this machine coming at me. Exterminate, exterminate. Sorry, it just cracks me up to no end. Or our local hospital. Do your hospitals have those little robots in them that like take medicines from one floor to the next? Tell me.
Sorry.
I apparently live in the backwoods of nowhere. I don't have this access to
And I live in South America.
I live in the suburbs. But we don't have that where I live. Like, I go to
Okay,
the,
so
we don't have that stuff.
we
here.
don't live in the future, Angela. I'm
We've got
sorry.
these like hospitals have these little square. Well, they're like 5 feet tall, and they actually like in the pharmacy they will load them up, and it's programmed. It goes on the elevator with you, and it'll go to its floor, and it will deliver the medicines. And I swear, those things, they're gonna yell, exterminate.
No doubt. Rise the machines. Like Sheldon Cooper says, though, he thinks it's going to start with the ATMs first and work its way up.
Oh, man.
All right. Okay. Y'all need to Google the Weeping Angels and the Daleks. Weeping Angels are legit scary. The Daleks just make you laugh at how cheesy they are. That these are supposed to be scary.
Number 3 on your list.
Oh, dang!
2 on your list, rather. That's great.
I saw them. Sorry, I just saw the Weeping Angels, man.
No, I'm gonna look at them in the morning because Tabitha would like to have sweet dreams tonight. So my third. Wait, did I do I did my third. Okay, so my honorable mention. My bad. My honorable mention, I'm gonna have to sneak in 2 here, and it's going to have to be Loki from the Thor franchise.
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah.
I hate to love him because he's such a greedy, gristly, greasy, manipulative little person, but man, is he smooth. He's kind of adorable.
Gotta love him.
And then secondly would have to be Uma Thurman's portrayal of Poison Ivy. Like totally straight heterosexual, had a crush on her. Like she was just gorgeous. I was fascinated with her when I was younger. I thought she was just gorgeous. And I thought she was just interesting. How in her own way she was powerful just because of obviously she was seductive, but just even beyond that, like it just I don't know. I thought she was mesmerizing. I loved the color of her hair. Like it was good fun. I just thought she was an amazing choice to play that role, and she did such an amazing job in that role. And that's a little bit more of a nostalgic feel, kind of like with Darth Vader. Like I remember like she was evil. I mean, she killed people. She would purposely seduce them and then kill them. It's pretty bad. You're right. You know, I don't think she'd make. I don't think she'd make it on Jesus's list there to heaven. So, but at the same time, I was like, man, I just love her. She's great. So Loki and Poison Ivy, Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy would be my honorable mention.
Oh, that's awesome.
My honorable mention is again 2. One of them is actually Bellatrix Lestrange. Okay.
Good choice.
Good choice.
Man, it's so amazing. Well, Helena Bonham Carter is like one amazing actress. Oof, amazing. So, and she's like insane, like deranged again. You know, Bellatrix is like out. She's like gone.
But she's cute in this weird way.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Amazing. And then my second choice is actually another woman. It's the principal from the school of Matilda. I don't know if you guys remember that big, bulky woman who actually murdered her brother. Who murdered her brother?
This was a children's movie, wasn't it?
And this was a children's movie. Yes, it was. Look at the things that we actually grew up with. Now they get scared with My Little Pony.
I know, right? Kids are so soft.
Really,
we watched a horse die. Okay.
Yes. And Artax lives matter. Definitely. So. I think she is like another one because she literally murdered somebody to keep, you know, an inheritance. She didn't repent and you know, and she you know, abused children. She abused children in the school. So that would be my 2 honorable mentions.
You hate to love that character? Like you love that character?
No, I think I would. I think I would push that to the first character.
You love
category.
to hate them.
Okay, all right. I was
I'm a
like,
little worried about you.
I hate them. I just hate them. No, I just hate them. Period. No. Bellatrix, I love to hate her, or I hate to love her. Whatever.
Yeah,
both are fine.
Her, yeah.
But like the principal, I just hate her. Period. Right. Yeah, she threw a kid out of a window. Come on. Miss Trunchbull. There it is. It's Miss Trunchbull. Yeah. Thank you, Dee. Thank you so much.
That's so great. All right, Angela, do you have any honorable mention?
My honorable mention for villains that I love is Magneto from X-Men.
I had him on my list too.
He's just a fascinating character. Yes, I love that character.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. I will let it right there. He is amazing. I could always never get enough of that character. Cartoons, the movies, it didn't matter. I just loved Magneto.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I think in the movies, Ian McKellen did a great job in just making you like him. Kind of like Loki. Yeah. But this was on a more sophisticated level because he was just smooth and calm and he just believed in what he believed. And if you were going to get in his way, that was fine. I'm just going to step over you.
Yeah. You see, that's the thing, because he started off with Professor X. They were like brothers. Yeah. They started off together, and then he believed that they would never get together with normal humans, and that mutants were actually like the one step further in evolution. So the humans had to serve them.
Yep.
So,
yes.
So you can see both sides.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, and the humans are so mean to them, and they're like, "Oh,
I know we humans suck." Rogue says that Magneto seems more of an anti-hero, and so I was decided to look up what the definition of a villain is: a cruelly malicious person who is involved in or devoted to wickedness or crime. A character in a play or a novel who constitutes an important evil agency in the plot, a person or thing considered to be the cause of something bad. I would say Magneto fits in that, but I guess it depends on how nitty-gritty you want to get into that. I think we can agree that anti-heroes are not heroes, so we'll just classify them generally in the villain category there.
So for example, the squad, the Suicide Squad. This would be categorized as anti-heroes because they are villains. They're villains, but they do something good. So they're anti-heroes.
Right. And so I guess it depends on when you look at Magneto, how you want to view him, because obviously humans discriminating against mutants is not good, but obviously killing 100+ people in order to serve your purpose, I don't think gets to qualify you as an anti-hero, because I feel like there's just some therapy needed, some communication lines need to be opened up.
He needs
if only
to
it was
open
that simple.
Up his heart.
Yeah, poor guy. He just you know what
he needs a council with backyard TARDIS.
Yes.
You know what all of our lovely villains need? I think we can all solve it with one simple gesture. They just need a hug. Just hug it out.
Oh, I know.
I mean, one person. I didn't really make him on my list. I guess you could classify him as an anti-hero, and I'd be like, let me hug you, please. I will all day. It would be Severus Snape, from the movies. I'd be like, let me love you. I love Alan Rickman. His voice. Oh my gosh. I just fell in love with Severus Snape from the movies, because as Mary Mayhem has pointed out continuously, he is not a good person in the books. They really romanticized him in the movies. And I'm like,
yes,
I'm glad. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that. What a treasure that Tabitha always had. But anyway, ladies, this has been super fun. I do have a bonus question because it's girls' night and we can't just end it on a typical way. I have a bonus question for you that I'm going to give you some time to think about while I do all my rest of my spiel here. And again, this has been super fun. So for anybody that may have just joined in, or if you've been here the whole time, I'm going to repeat it. But we were doing villains, the ones that we love to hate, the ones that we hate to love, and of course our honorable mentions, and maybe some of our personal sweethearts. But so yeah, and be like, I have his babies. No.
Excuse me. I gotta go. My drool. Okay.
So while you ladies are thinking about this question, like I said, I will address the chat and everything. But my bonus question for Girls Night episode 2 is, if you could be one of the villains that you've listed this evening, which one would you be? And I will allow for a merger of 2 if you wanted to make some combination here.
Oh my gosh.
So if you wanted to do some kind of crossover. So take some time to think about that. And I will be right back. So thank you again so much for being with us here tonight on Inside the Booth, doing a little bit craziness, some differences going on here. As you can see, neither Dan, David, nor Matthew are here with us tonight, but you can be sure that they are going to be coming back, as we have a whole bunch of other reviews coming up here. If you're a regular, maybe you've subscribed to our channel, and you know that what we're all about here is movie reviews, and Dan and I hang out, and Matthew and David will join us. We do Faith reviews, we do Rumble reviews, we do Inter reviews. We have some awesome people come on the channel and get to know them. Please be sure to peruse through our list of videos that we have available. And again, be sure to hit the like button if there's one that you really enjoy and it entertains you. It would be fantastic for you to join us here and come on into the booth. You can also support us on Patreon if you feel so inclined. We'd love to have you on board and give you exclusive access to stuff that we've got on our Patreon page. We have several tiers there, and you can just support us for as little as $1 a month, and you get some really cool perks. We also have things like movie reviews that we do not release to the public, but you have to be a Patreon member, where we do movie reviews on current films, because typically we do like a lot of the older ones and have a lot of fun with that as well. And Kaylee, I see you. Hi, I'm glad you were here. And yeah, absolutely. And you can, of course, follow Maria and Angela on Twitter, and I think on Instagram. You can follow them on your YouTube channels. All the links are in the description box below. So if you're curious to see what they're all about and want to follow along in their journey, if you've enjoyed having them on here, please leave us a comment down below about how much you love them. Or maybe you love to hate them. Maybe you hate to love them. We don't know. But anyway, I'm going to bring the ladies back on here. And we are I'm going to start from the bottom up. Like Angela always, like, we put
I'm ready
this evening. I want to start with her first. So the question was, if you could be any of the villains that we have listed here tonight, which one would you be? And you are allowed to have a crossover, a merging of 2 of your characters.
Okay, if I can merge, I want to be the Terminator Maleficent.
But I want to see like little horns have lasers in them.
I want to be that Terminator that can melt into stuff. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh. And it could be like anything, right? Or it has to be my list.
Your list. Listen.
I
How?
on my list. Oh man.
Angela's like, I don't want to be Dolores Umbridge.
I'm not. No, not that one.
Look, I will allow it. If you want to go through the entire list of the ones that we've done tonight, you can. I would recommend you stick with your list, but I'll allow it.
All right.
Okay. Free spirited here at the end.
I'm gonna design a Terminator Maleficent.
I like that, a Terminator Maleficent.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm excited now.
Yeah.
You're inspired.
Man,
inspiration is very, very important.
I did not see that coming at all, and I think it's fantastic.
I mean, a Terminator should have wings. Maleficent, I mean, like having her wings cut off, right? I need the wings.
Right. Need the
of course,
right? Of course,
right.
I like over here. Soul Assassin says Darth Maleficent.
Darth Maleficent.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. It's just that all my villains are like so. They're
evil.
So
yeah, they're pretty bad. Yeah, they are.
Like Hannibal Lecter, you know.
That's why this should be really interesting.
Dracula.
I think we should just let Maria stick with her list. That way she has to. If that ain't villainous, I don't know what is. So.
Oh man, it's like
the Goblin King vampire.
I was thinking actually that. I'm really fascinated by the vampire because it's a very, very romantic concept. I would go for a fantasy vampire-ish thing. So, but here we go. I would merge into the Goblin Vampire Queen.
Yeah.
Goblin Vampire.
Vampire Queen. Because I really liked, like, I'm gonna steal just a little characteristic from yours, which is the Snow White and the Huntsman Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, that would be my. It's just that they are just so evil. And I don't like cannibalism per se. Okay.
Really?
What
yeah.
Look, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and who are you to discriminate against other cultures? Like, what? You think that's just because you're from Peru that
we are not?
Do you really want to know what Hannibal Lecter eats?
No,
like
his liver.
Liver is just like a scratch.
Right, I know. Count Vampire Queen. There you go.
There we go.
I like that. The Goblin Vampire Queen. Was that right?
Yeah.
Goblin Vampire Queen.
Okay.
That would be me.
All right. Here. I'm sorry. I was reading a comment in the chat. It took me.
I want to be Tabitha's swimsuit Vader tattoo.
She has laser. All right. Calm down. So, if I was going to merge, if I was going to be a villain out of the selection that I have, and I was going to merge, it's kind of tough. I want to merge 3 of them because 2 of them are kind of the same character, but I was going to choose from one of my honorable mentions, but I would basically be, like, the name's not quite as cool as Maria's over there. It would have to be a mixture of Darth Vader and Regina, or I was going to say Darth Vader and Poison Ivy because they're kind of, but probably Regina. Like, I want to be
that
like
would be a sexy Darth Vader.
Darth Evil Queen.
Evil Queen.
Darth Evil Queen. That sounds so good.
Evil Queen Vader. Like, it just like it doesn't.
No. Darth Evil Queen. That sounds really intense.
Like with a red helmet.
Red helmet. Soul Assassin's like, I like how church isn't said when Tabitha says cannibalism. That's right, because I'm the host. So, all right, so that's pretty cool. The Goblin Vampire Queen, a Terminator Maleficent, which does not roll off the tongue, but leaves you very impressed. And the Darth Evil Queen over here. I love it. So these, and I think it's funny, if people would meet us, they probably would never like assume that those would be the people we would aspire to be. Oh my gosh. But ladies, it's been fantastic having you on the show tonight. I love Girls Night Edition. It's so much fun. It's a little bit different, again, where we talk about movie, like we go a little bit deeper than just the general idea of a movie, but we kind of pick a certain topic and just kind of delve in. And Dan's over here just like, oh, also, by the way, guys, we have a secondary channel. That's right. We will not preach at you on that channel. It is Inside the Booth, or ITB Relaxation Corner, where if you're feeling a little stressed, if you're tired of hearing what we have to say and you're like, I need to calm down, I need to return to nature, and I need to pray, you can go to this relaxation corner, and we've got some videos there for you to just kind of listen to some peaceful sounds, some peaceful music, and just watch the rolling hills of Switzerland or whatever go by. And just check us out there, subscribe. We'd love to have you as well there. But yes, so again, thank you ladies for being here. Again, so much fun. Hope to have you back on the show. Of course, like I said before, descriptions of these awesome ladies in the link below. Latino slant, what did you say? I need a safe space.
I have my safe space right here.
Hey, it's real here at Girls' Night. Nobody, when people talk about Girls' Night, they have no idea what we really talk about. Like what girls really talk about at Girls' Night. Okay. No, they just have no idea.
Listen, I get paid to talk to myself inside a padded room.
So then if you're wondering how you're
share my space with you guys tonight.
And we are honored to be inside your little confinement.
Yeah.
So
inside your booth.
Inside your booth.
Honored to be inside your booth.
So before we head out, I was going to ask Angela, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I was just thinking, as you are a voice actress extraordinaire, would you be willing to leave us with your best villain laugh?
My best villain laugh.
Nice.
Have a good night. Try not to ogle my caboose as I walk away.